Good afternoon, everybody. I'd like to introduce myself. I am chair of the Global Panel for Agriculture and Food Systems for Nutrition. This started in 2013, and my co-chair initially was John Kafur, ex-president of Ghana. Our current members include the president of the African Development Bank, the Director General of FAO, the former Director General of IFPRI, the president of IMBRAPA, and the president of AGRA. All of these individuals will be well known to you. I'd like to thank initially the African Leaders for Nutrition and the African Development Bank for the idea of us presenting here to you today. Interestingly, the idea of the African Leaders for Nutrition was developed by Hakan Adesina, president of AfDB, and John Kafur at a global panel meeting in Accra. Clearly, I should say thanks to the government of Japan, the United Nations Development Programme, the World Bank, and the African Union Commission for hosting this meeting. Clearly, well-functioning food systems are at the core of delivering economic growth and sustainable development. Regrettably, our current food systems are failing to do this. They are delivering unhealthy diets and adopting practices that are damaging our natural environment and exacerbating climate change. It's estimated that low-quality diets and poor nutrition are responsible for something like 20% of premature deaths worldwide. 1/3 of the world's undernourished are found in Africa, about 280 million in 2020, and clearly the situation has worsened dramatically since then. And the ill health caused by poor diets will impact productivity and elevate healthcare costs, which will further impact the potential for economic growth. Food systems also account for about 25 to 30% of total greenhouse gas emissions. The pressure on natural resources to produce food has also left about 1/4 of the world's cultivated land area in a degraded state. This clearly impacts our ability to grow nutritious food in a nasty, negatively reinforcing feedback loop. And this will further hamper successful economic growth and sustainable development in Africa. The Global Panel, with others, is exploring the idea of a net zero for food, analogous to a key component in energy climate policy. If we are to secure positive economic growth, trade, and sustainable development in Africa, we must transform our food systems so they provide healthier diets whilst nurturing our natural environment. What's more, we'll need to do this in the face of increasing global challenges. The war in Ukraine and the continued pandemic continue to create stresses on our social, health, and economic systems. Just as a global example, inflation worldwide is now about 7.5%. Predominantly driven by food and energy. But these additional challenges shouldn't be seen as a barrier, but as an opportunity, a catalyst to drive forward the great and rapid changes that we need to see in our food systems. The recent UN Food Systems Summit, COP26, the Nutrition for Growth Summit, and the African Union's declaration that 2022 will be a year of nutrition all provide us with a unique political opportunity for action to transform our food systems. It seems clear that the African region should be at the heart of this. The World Bank estimates that agri-food systems in Africa would command something like a 1 trillion presence in the African economy in 2030. However, for Africa to drive forward food system reform, policymakers must recognize that food systems, agriculture, the environment, health, and the economy are all intrinsically linked. Indeed, this idea lies at the heart of delivering the Sustainable Development Goals. We must come together across government, academia, civil society, and business to agree collaborative actions with political will and strong leadership by utilizing domestic and ODA funding for climate adaptation and mitigation, and to develop more agricultural support aimed at innovation and climate-smart agriculture that will support more nutritious foods. Manifestly, these difficult problems will need to be addressed to provide a resilient systems, and including, and importantly, early warning systems when things can go wrong. This involves great and enhanced collaboration amongst all stakeholders. So thank you once again for the opportunity to speak today, and I do hope the rest of the event is a success. Thank you very much.